CBS 2 News starts now.
Welcome to CBS 2 News this midday. I'm Maiden Greco. The man charged with the murder of 4 University of Idaho students set to be sentenced this Wednesday in the Ada County Courthouse. Earlier this month, Bryan Kohberger pleading guilty to 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary. As part of his plea deal, he'll avoid the death penalty and instead spend the rest of his life in prison. With the trial now off the table, Judge Stephen Hippler formally lifting the gag order that had silenced attorneys, police, family members, and investigators for more than a year.
I think the rights of the public to information in this case is paramount, given the fact that a plea has been entered in this case, and so I'm going to lift the non-dissemination order.
The public may eventually see some of the sealed documents and police reports, but not until after the sentencing is complete. Court officials say extra security will be in place to help protect the families and limit media access inside of the courthouse. His sentencing is set for Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock in Boise, where a judge will decide if the 4 life sentences run back-to-back or concurrently. We'll have team coverage from the Ada County Courthouse then. Kohberger stabbed these 4 friends to death in November 2022 in a Moscow home: Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kayla Gonsalves. Kohberger's deal came with 4 consecutive life sentences plus 10 years without the possibility of parole or appeal, but the judge could sentence him differently. We're still waiting to hear from the Department of Justice what aspects of grand jury testimony from the case of Jeffrey Epstein may be released in the coming days. While concerns about the names of underage victims and, quote, innocent people who flew on Epstein's plane remain, so do calls for transparency in Washington. Here's Christine Frizzell with the latest.
Calls continue to grow louder for the White House to release more information about convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, including from victims.
Those that harm and exploit, they have to be silenced, not the survivors continuing to be silenced.
While President Trump has now given the green light to the Department of Justice to release grand jury testimony from the case, he's also calling it a hoax and blaming, quote, radical left Democrats, even though the pressure to release the Epstein Files has largely come from some of his most ardent supporters.
President Trump and his team promised disclosures and investigations, and we're still waiting for the disclosures and the substance of any investigations.
I really think people deserve transparency on that.
Friday's Wall Street Journal story suggesting Donald Trump sent Epstein a 50th birthday card with a lewd drawing of a woman and the note, "Happy birthday and may every day be another wonderful secret," now being met with a $10 billion lawsuit from the president, and may have had the interesting effect of turning some of the loud MAGA voices back to Trump's side.
This is old man Murdoch, who made the decision to come after President Trump, and I understand the lawsuit that they're putting together is going to be absolutely incredible.
We're so back. The MAGA movement is completely united behind this fight right now.
Some Republicans shifting their strategy, raising questions with zero evidence about the role of the Biden administration.
The Biden administration, who in my opinion has a history of corruption, has tampered with these files, and we're never going to get to the bottom of it. I think stuff could have been placed in those files. Do I have proof? Well, no, I don't, but I have a gut feeling.
Many Trump supporters are also now asking why the Biden administration didn't do more to release the documents and why Democrats only now are calling for their release. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
Alaska Airlines planes are back in the air today after an IT issue grounded flights for several hours last night. The airline still says that customers should check their flight status before they leave for the airport. And the national average price for a gallon of regular gas is $3.14 today, according to Idaho AAA. GEM state drivers are going to be paying about $3.47, though. That's 33 cents more. Heads up, drivers, starting from 8 tonight, the westbound on-ramp to I-84 at Garrity Boulevard will be closed. Crews will be paving the on-ramp, but don't worry, the ramp is scheduled to reopen by 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. If you'll be driving at that time, officials are advising you to use alternative routes and plan ahead to avoid delays. Nearby interchanges at Northside Boulevard and Meridian Road can be used to access westbound I-84. And chip sealing work continues in Eagle. Today, crews will be working on residential streets north of Chinden Boulevard between Eagle Road and Locust Grove Road. Island Woods Drive and Mace Road west of Isla del Rio Way are also being scheduled for maintenance.
Good morning. Let's take a live look from on top of our studios here in downtown. We're seeing some partly cloudy skies here, but there are portions of the area that is seeing rain. Let's take a look at our radar network. You're seeing some showers, some moderate showers in portions of eastern Oregon. And as we zoom in a little bit, we'll see exactly where that's happening. We're Brogan, you're seeing some showers in between Cambridge and Brogan. You're seeing some moderate to heavy rainfall. So do be sure you take the appropriate precautions out there. Coming up, I'll have a complete look at this forecast for the rain, and I'll let you know when it might impact us here in the valley coming up. The number of missing people from the devastating floods in Kerr County, Texas used to be close to 100. Over the weekend, that number changed dramatically, now dropping to only 3. Local authorities updating the tally in a post to Facebook, but ordered few details about why it dropped so significantly. They say many of those initially reported missing were found safe. Officials had warned the missing tally was fluid. It hovered around 160 for a while. The floods left at least 135 people dead, including dozens of children. Several areas in the northeastern United States overwhelmed with floods over the weekend. According to officials in southwestern Virginia, dozens of people had to evacuate. In this video, this is video of intense flooding that took place in northwest Washington, D.C. The thunderstorms and downpours also hit Maryland hard. You can see cars inching through flooded areas in Ocean City, Maryland. An active wildfire burning in Oregon has prompted evacuations. The Burdoin fire started last Friday near the Columbia River Gorge. According to WatchDuty.org, the fire has burned over 10,000 acres and is still uncontained. The fire has destroyed at least 14 homes, damaged 37, and is threatening 250 more. Crews are currently battling the wildfire. The cause is under investigation. Yesterday morning, Idaho BLM announcing that the mile marker 65 I-84 fire that broke out on Saturday has reached 100% containment. The fire, burning just over 8,900 acres, reports say that one building was lost in the blaze. Now let's take a look at some of the wildfires burning in our region. About 60 miles northeast of McCall, the Big Bear fire growing to over 7,000 acres over the weekend. The Rush Fire in Lemhi and Valley counties, now over 6,000 acres. Both of them remain uncontained. Now let's take a look at the Hot Canyon Fire in northern Nevada. It's over 12,000 acres, but it is 95% contained. In southern Nevada, the Gothic Fire in Nye County, burning over 36,000 acres and is 25% contained. And in eastern Utah, the Deer Creek Fire, burning over 17,000 acres and is 30% contained.
I think that's what really prompted the desire and the need to find other ways of cooking foods.
Coming up, from olive oil to butter, it's an essential part of cooking, but which one should you be using? And it's time for our question of the day. One survey says that over a quarter of people have